No overtime this time around, but it got incredibly close. Fnatic sealed the deal on Inferno with a 16-14 scoreline, but my oh my, it took some heroics from Flusher with that UMP in his hands, and Godsent so close yet so far from sealing the deal in this series. Train will be the next map, but we got to talk all of this through because this was scrappy, this was madness, and this was still not the Fnatic that we know and love, but at least they got a win.
At least they got a win, and I guess that's the main thing they can take away from this map. It was by no means pretty. There was a few occasions where Fnatic did okay, especially in the first half. I feel they did some good mid-round calling. Flusher, of course, had some big moments in this game, but overall, you look towards Fnatic right now, just look at the scoreboard right here. Flusher with 125 ADR. If that's correct, that's absolutely insanity, especially the last round here with the SMG was stunning. Fnatic right now, they're getting by being super, super bad compared to their own standard, whereas for Godsent, they're actually playing some decent Counter-Strike, I'd say, and that makes me a little bit excited, let's say like that, for the third map, because I think these two teams match up evenly at the moment, considering Fnatic is in a bad shape.
Yeah, they do indeed, and the map was so scrappy. It felt like at one point Godsent, like for example, the round where it was round number 25, they have it's a 4v3 for Godsent on the T side. They have banana control. They could have just gone for the banana take. Instead, one player peeks out to 3v3 right now, and with 20 seconds remaining, they try to fake that a B bomb site, head towards A, 2 CTs waiting. There was no need for that. You're running into a bomb site where they didn't even check pit. If there was a player in pit, even one CT there, that's a round done and lost right there. I felt like they threw the round away. On the other hand, you have something from Crystal, for example, pulling off a diffuser right under the nose of JW. So, I mean, I guess that's the way the cookie crumbles, right, James?
Yeah, it's very back and forth, sometimes a bit of luck on your side and sometimes not going your way at all. And well, this was a stylish way to try and get the job done, right? You know, you got to have some antics in there for sure when you got these type of players on the server. Oh dear. You hate to see it, right? He's like, oh God, no, last minute, doesn't understand what's going on. But when it comes to this train game, guys, what can we even begin to expect? Because Nuke, it went to overtime. It was still very close. Godsent managed to hold strong. Now we nearly potentially see an overtime, but Godsent couldn't quite manage to make it happen. Now we go on to train, and well, Farley, he's hitting those AWP shots for sure, but JW's been back in form as well.
Yeah, and I'm glad you mentioned Farley, because I think that's going to be a big win condition for Godsent. Of course, he is the new guy to the block. He still hasn't been implemented completely into the Godsent way of playing Counter-Strike, but he's been playing stunning so far, especially on Inferno right here as well, having multiple rounds where he was the defining factor there, Stade. A map like Train usually is a good one for him. He's been playing some solid Counter-Strike with Copenhagen Flames on that map. I remember a game in Road to Rio where he almost single-handedly took down Mousesports, at least tried to make it competitive. I think he was sitting at 29 or 28 frags while the rest of the team was down to 10 and 11. This man right here on your screen, he can do it. If he's playing well, I think Godsent has a realistic chance of actually beating Fnatic, which sounds ridiculous to say out loud, bro. What is going on with Fnatic?
I don't know. I think a lot of people want to know, especially Fnatic themselves, right? But Farley, I just want to add one more thing to this guy. He's got balls of steel. He has, he gives no respect. The way he's peeking in, he's going for peaks where if I'm a coach, if I'm in a game, I'm like, listen, please, if I have an offer, please don't opt that way. But Farley, he's looking to go for this dry peaks, unfavorable angles, and somehow he manages to land those shots and he escapes with it. It is mental. And if he pops off in Train, Fnatic, they're in for a world of hurt.
Yeah, we're going to see some stylish Train coming out because both teams can play it well, but who is going to be the victor of this series? This will be the deciding map between Fnatic and Godsent. It's time for us to hit a break, but when you come back, we'll get the conclusion of this epic series.
With a loss on Nuke in overtime, Godsent claw back on Inferno. Legends never die, Launders, or at least never without a fight, and I think that's what we got out of Fnatic in that second map, a fight to keep this one moving and to try and finish the reverse sweep here on Train. Tournament life for Fnatic only on the line, so they really have to pick up this series right here, right now.
I genuinely believe that they had more talent and better execution, but they lost to the experience. Fnatic knowing when to rotate, how to hold, being confident and calm, I think is what took it over the line as Godsent frantically tried to pick sites and struggled and nearly ran out of time and just couldn't put it together, but only at the end of the game.
Only at the end. Smoke already out from JW. Molotov from Flusha towards this A site, but they're trying to work their way around the Ivy. Very crucial opening kills being picked up. That's a frag versus T-Con and Pop Dog Zen. White as all can be. Saw nothing. Crystal into the mix. Empty-handed after just the one. Golden will be the only casualty for Fnatic, so a T-side pistol is good for the Swedes.
Yeah, Crim started out strong on Inferno. Flusha ended with 125 ADR, totally, vastly outshadowing his teammates. I think if the stats were correct, he had 125. I feel like the average of his teammates was around 60. So, and he was obviously a B anchor, critical component of it, and he's already keeping the pace high with a strong stat in the pistol. Fnatic, terrifying team to play against. Train no matter what the era, no matter what the period, no matter what match, day, or time. It's just T-side is exciting for them, and it's just terrifying for the CTs. There's going to be a lot of lurks here, and hopefully a lot of Ivy presence. I think that's when it gets really scary for teams playing against Fnatic. Here, Brolin holding down the T connector with his Galil. We've got a bunch of CTs curdled up in the middle of the site, hanging out on the trains. You normally know they will be. It'll be flashes to shy them away from these positions. And in this case, with Sticko, it's just a peek. Elaborate smoke lineups come into play. Does that one go back 6?
Looks like it. Oh, Z. And yeah, okay, Ivy too. Whoa, Flusha just running in with the MAC-10. Doing what he does best. You were correct in the stat line, of course. 123 ADR, 1.49 rating for Flusha on Inferno alone. And yeah, the next closest ADR, 66.6 for Crims.
That's insane, because if
he's
4
the
of your
devil?
teammates have, well, yeah, maybe that too, but if 4 of your teammates have 60 or below ADR, it's like, how the hell do you even win the map? Like, that doesn't seem possible. Yeah, I mean, it has to be a razor thin margin, and you have to have a teammate that's going, like, going for that above exceptional grade. Crystal, he doesn't want to fall off. He's here to just kind of spot, it looks like. But yeah, it is just pistols once again. But it's Crystal's also got the Zeus. Could be cool.
Easy.
Here's an easy eco.
Easy versus just the pistols. Goodbye, Farlig. Crystal, where's that Zeus at? Trying to come back from Z. Deagle from Stiko. But Martin loses 3/4 of his health. Come on. Last time we saw Crystal with the Zeus, he did 76 damage. This time I want 100.
They would be foolish to walk into the connector after having already won outside. But we know Fnatic, they get bored. That's true. They need to have fun at all times. Oh, maybe.
You know, they've been addicted to this game for a very long time. They need the best quality of Counter-Strike to keep riding the high. Down goes Crystal. Like you said, they get bored. Golden decides to run into it. Stiko almost catching JW off guard. He's a little upset about that one. How dare you try? 3-0 the start for Fnatic. They have started off early on multiple maps across this series. Let's see if they can do one better than the 3-0. Buy up for Godsent. The op on Farlig.
Yeah, I mean, because they don't get kills, because they don't have any kills, they're actually low on grenades on this round. So they buy up, they're down to $0. They're limited on their utility belts. Fnatic don't really need to upgrade. And we'll see what the strat is going to be for the T's. It's a fast crush to outside and the UMP to get a first kill.
Damn, Stiko never even had a chance. Walks in, and he is sent right back out. JW, speaking of going out, decides to walk out from Pop Dog. Madden is going to switch spots with him, and now there's a world where JW actually comes out with some kills. Oh my god. Go.
He's kind of got to go quick. What? Zen stopping everything inside of Z.
You just can't catch him.
His teammate knows.
Oh, just the nick of time. Brolin, the whole while sitting on that bomb site. What happened on the B site? We don't know, because the most important thing was finding out whether or not JW
absolutely follow that. There's an observer. The observer switched out at any moment. That could have been the moment where you missed the kill, but there There's just too many angles where one player got away with just like a second's notice. That's so funny. I am shocked that JW was able to flank into ladder. I wonder if he was going to sit in that smoke and then just walk into ladder after at the hope. He was lucky enough to hear someone like kind of running into ladder, but I wonder where his path would have taken him if he didn't hear anything. Maybe JW doesn't even know the answer to that question.
I don't know. He definitely got drawn to the flank like a moth, and it worked out well. Fnatic 4-0, so whatever mysterious outcome unfolded on that B site, we'll get it in the replay. I'm hoping. JW, let's see, Crims, nice long distance kill. That created space for Flusha to sprint forward. And then
Everyone working
JW
together.
locking down Madden. There was like, a second sooner, and there's a world where Madden actually hits Brolin. I mean, he definitely would have had JW screaming in his ear that there was a player coming down ramp, but he really let him walk out on his leash. Madden thought he was out having a great time, thought nobody could stop him. JW clearly the boss.
Never fun to get stalked, I'm sure. Aggressive Molotov. And it's back to pistols once again. How many kills do we have now? We only had 1 after the pistol. I think we had 3 on that round. I think we have 4 in total in these first 4 rounds.
You are correct.
From Godsent.
There's the 5th for the entirety of Godsent. Zen's wallbang headshot versus young Brolin.
Did he save it? Did he save the op? It was an elimination round last round, right?
Hold on, I'm in game. Let me double check. I think you're right. Bomb explodes. No, 1 survivor. Yeah. There was an op save.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Okay.
We literally didn't know what happened except for that JW got the flank. I didn't look up away from the kill feed. I saw nothing other. I was as tunnel visioned as he was.
Okay. Yeah, so this one threat of the op is obviously what is holding back all of the execution from the T side. They want to be a bit more careful. Flush Up will now make headway out through ladder. JW flanking Ivy. And again, this Ivy presence is what's really, really annoying and hard to stop. And he is not going to stop pressing W. He'll come pick that op up later. And Crystal will fly out to try to deny a plant, but there is no kill. Op gets picked up, traded back to the T side. The rebuys will come in. And a decent attempt to the hold, relatively lackluster overall, considering the op couldn't have more impact. 5-0, and yeah, so we're up to 5 kills in total for Godsent, which means the money is very high for Fnatic. Lots of money here. JW already crossing 10K.
Gonna have to start making investments.
Okay.
Ooh, investing in this one with an opening kill. Oh my god, just burns him alive. Well, rather burns him dead. Little smoke at the top of the ramp. Mismatches the timing. That still works out for the trade frag. Brolin, 5 kills, 1 death, and a B site that is his. Fnatic, rock solid start here to the T side. JW is just having a field day. He's hippity hopping across the map, swinging the scope, having a blast.
It's carefree. So it's kind of an unimportant kill in some regards. Thicko is probably going to save no matter what. But yeah, it's a kill that Godsent don't get once again. Just 1 more kill in this round. Fnatic have had the most clean start you could possibly ask for at this point. So what do Godsent want to try? Well, they've got an eco one more time, so maybe they'll get a bit better at that. Really don't know how Farlig loses that. JW was so confident in getting that Ivy pick. He went by himself. Usually people bring in the whole phalanx to try to get 1 kill on Ivy, and JW is like, yeah, I'll just go dismantle the defense alone. You guys can work on some other stuff. It's immense impact, even if he doesn't get a kill, holding their attention all by himself.
Oh, gone out. Oh, recovers very well, all things considered. That could have been a huge opening. Flusha was a little bit more preoccupied with going down the ladder, so maybe they kill Crims, take his gun, and start swinging it around the map, but it's just the 1 frag from Zen. He was in the 1-and-done position. JW ops him down. Fnatic have started 7-0 on this T side.
I'd love for the interview with like Flusha to just be like, yeah, they never stood a chance. It'd be really funny if he said something like that.
I wouldn't be shocked. You know, sometimes they've still got that Fnatic confidence.
Yeah. Yeah, because this was almost 2-0 for Godsent. Crazy how things change from map to map. Yeah, Brolin on this pathing to just make sure to clear out the sandwich player. It's kind of cool. Just kind of makes a snake around out to E-Box and even meets it with a kill. Madden goes down outside. This makes outside a bit more tumultuous for the CTs. Rotations are already terrified, and there's more pressure out T-Con.
Brolin just starts holding W. Runs inwards. Another quick kill for him. Minimal HP lost despite his 2 entries. Farlig's coming around from the B site. Crims almost caught off guard by Zen. The only fatality versus Fnatic this round comes by way of Molotov. Golden maybe offering them a gift. Crystal and Farlig with the double snipers wanting to save most certainly. Oh, Crims goes dancing by Farlig, doubles back. He's having a field day as well. This is just an awesome start for Fnatic.
What else can you say about it? It's really fun to watch, that's for sure. I think what's cool with just that strat alone is they throw all the nades they could have used to do a full outside exec where people fly through the sandwich smoke and they flash through it. But instead, they just use Brolin to clear out anyone who's playing close aggressive outside. And then once he doesn't spot anyone playing close aggressive outside, well, he takes a peek for himself because they're limited on information. They have to cover some of the backs of the smokes. And it allows him to just get this opening kill really easily. It's obviously a clean headshot on top of that. But again, he's also isolating some of the future fights with that much information and map control. So they kind of safely escort him out through the smokes, these temporary walls, and use the information to get the round win. And yeah, another really bad loss from Godsent. They don't even get 2 kills.
Ooh, there's 2 players here, though. Oh, nice. Farlig finally putting up some sort of a defense here. 1 saved AWP. They double up for the second sniper here, and Godsent have primed themselves to finally get around. And it would be really big for them to get this with the half buy of all things. It would really start kickstarting their economy, hopefully allowing for them to make the comeback happen. They cannot finish this CT side with more rounds. 8-7, best case scenario. And that's assuming they can finish this one off. Smoke goes down ramp. Farlig's attention turned to the top. But nobody on the shelf will be seen because the smokes are all over the place. There's a pistol within the bomb site. Farlig still just trying to find something to shoot at. Misses the shot close, so that gives Crims a chance to now allow for the bomb to go down. Farlig still hunting here. Hasn't been able to find much. Flush up from above, in with another frag, but Madden shuts it down, and Godsent do it. The 2 snipers to start the round. Farlig, with the multi-kill, busts open the scoreboard. This second one, just reading Golden as he shoots a couple shots. Nico throws himself into the fire. Wow, we didn't get to see that one. What a treat.
Yeah, he was at the bottom of the ladder and just timed his flank well. And because they're so low on numbers, they had no choice but to try to commit to the site. So not a bad start for Godsent to kind of, yeah, as you mentioned, kickstart their economy. But it's really going to be about winning a sustainable round as opposed to just one on an eco. And they might be able to show us how they can do that here. Good start for Madden to get a frag, and Flesh to get shut down, trying to cross outside. Brolin still hanging out and around in the ladder, and JW, oh my god, that was scary for Crystal for just a moment. You always run the risk on the shoulder peek of dying to the full 100 HP shot off the shoulder, or just getting tagged down to a tiny amount of HP through the wall. Either way, it's not a happy place to be. Two ops could impose a serious threat to Fnatic if they want to try to default this win. Look, wow, Farlig actually got so much information. Not shy at all. Again, even if they're not overall playing well or down a lot, still happy to take the risks. I guess what has he got to lose? Pushes out Ivy once again.
JW misses the op shot. With that Z smoke, it's meant for the entries. Crims catching Crystal, tapping at a distance. Wow, he's managed another frag. He was looking really good as they came in on the entry last round towards this B site. He creates enough space for the bomb to be planted. Farlig takes the high ground. He's trying to walk forward here. There's nobody to actually keep him back on box halls. So, a missed shot is a chance now for Fnatic. They're scrambling back. Stiko labored spray, but he still gets the kill in. Zen, close sight already. And the low HP here for Fnatic's definitely not going to lend them a helping hand. There's already a defuse coming through, and Zen, he's just going to stick this. In the fire, in the flames, wins it all the same. Godsent finding their second.
Really good that they got on it right away. If they had even faked the bomb, that Molotov could have drawn out all of the time left on the clock to be able to win. It was already halfway gone, and yeah, they forced JW's hand there. So nicely done with the amount of players they had left over. Too many times we see teams really just work too hard to bait out the last two peaks when they have a man advantage and end up fluffing the round. So having him try to stick while his two teammates can watch upper and lower clearly was a good idea. Flesha getting hurt once again. He was taken out early in that last round. Godsent put two together, two in a row, which is sick for them. I know we got more of a real game on our hands already.
Farlig timed this peak properly. And he could pummel one back, but Crims, in fact, is all ready for it. Crystal, good trade frag. And JW gonna take some damage as well as he labors his way out ramp, met by the Molotov, just trying to get the information. Stiko on the flank denies Flusha another frag. And now Stiko's in a powerful playmaker position, tries to cut off Brolin from spawn. JW is peeled off of the B site because they have to deal with Stiko before they do anything else.
Oh, man.
What's he gonna do? He knows they're coming for him. Oh, JW nearly crouching underneath the shot. Brolin is able to trade with Bomb now on his back. Imagine if Golden can get some sort of an opening off of Ivy. That would be huge, but there's also this world of possibility where Brolin's caught by Crystal over in the upper box halls. Not if he goes down ladder. If they pinch this A site, it could be huge. Madden just got past the vision of Golden. Golden walks out, gets the best of him. M4 Dink, not gonna be enough. And now Crystal never had a chance to shoot anybody down. Bomb's gonna be planted here at the 15-second mark. Can he clutch this? He's got the health advantage, but he doesn't know where they've gotten off to. One player up in the office, that's Brolin, starting to take shots down to the headshot. Nice flick. Crystal announcing himself. Brolin dead to right. Peeks him from behind, gets the kill, gets Fnatic their 9th, 7-point lead, and a T-side back on track.
Oh, that's real tragic, but I think there is poetry in the fact that it's Ivy to help them back into the round. It's definitely an exploitable weakness, especially if Farlig dies or they don't push it early on, or that lurk comes in and becomes everything. But Stiko does so much work there at the top of the ladder to get the first kill, to deny the second from finding him as well. I mean, you think they'd have that one wrapped up.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Another smoke frag. And the grenade to follow up. Oh my god, give him a chance, man. Golden just bombarding this A-site. Stiko with the noob tube up close. Gets the AK upgrade. Zen, he's being given targets to take down here with the op, but he gets too flustered by all the bodies hopping across his screen. 4 versus 2. Fnatic, they're about to take their 10th round. Double digits on the T side of Train. And they've only played 12.
And of course, the entry mantle changes hands as we have Golden take it from Brolin and play it a bit differently and be an equally difficult threat to deal with. What's curious is that he's fighting someone holding an angle on the smoke, probably for Golden's specific peak, but for some reason, Golden is the only one that can see him. And off of falling back, he gets that kill. And then also the beautiful, well-placed grenade onto the middle of the bomb train really just wins the round on the A site. There's not much more you can do after that. 10 up now. And Godsent will take at least the guns they saved into this round, which is something. And I mean, that's just exquisite. Oh, looks like he doesn't stop either.
A little bit of outclassing on the A site. It's a tough one for Godsent. We saw them bounce back and give us a hell of a game after a lopsided CT side on Inferno. Do they have that ability in their back pocket on Train as well? They're very well gonna need it, and that's assuming they can give us enough in this first half to even give themselves a chance. We could be looking at one of those maps where a second pistol round decides it all if they don't get more on the board. They still have grenades in this one. Stico's going to be playing close smoke. Looks like he wants T-Con control.
Flash to support it, but Brolin's ready, and he knows there's someone up close as well. He heard another pair of feet. Oh, that's the hard spam through the wall. Sticko's like, you want to fight? This is metal, my friend.
And then Crim's one through smoke. Flusha making the best of the timing. Madden didn't see it coming. Crystal at a distance cut down, 11-2. Fnatic not taking their foot off the throat of Godsent right now. No reason. They're gasping for air at the end of this first half. 3 rounds, please, they beg.
Yeah, I don't think Fnatic are that gracious to care at all how Godsent feel. So yeah, they'll have to earn them, every single one. And we're obviously at the point where it doesn't really matter how bad your second half is. If you get the 12th, 13th, I mean, you could play bad and still win. JW entry out the ladder. Oh, it doesn't actually get the first kill. Instant 4-4 situation. They've made their way outside. Sandwich gets taken out. Farlig moves in. Try to see if he can help. But there's a regroup. I want to give Crystal some love.
Silent. Crystal, no slouch though.
Oh, look at this rotate. Everyone's in B now.
They're calling it out. It's just a matter of holding them back now. Single scout for Stico. Flashbang on Crystal. Double deagles if needed. Mollies and flashes fall into the bomb site. A little bit of a stutter step towards ramp. Now they commit. Into the deagle they'll walk. Trying to line up the damage. He gets the one. Crystal trying to find cover. Back in for another attempt, but it's down that one train lane that the 3 CTs all die. And now 12-3, the best case for them. If they can somehow use this last buy to win out a round, it'd be huge. It could make a world of difference if they're going to make a comeback happen. It's looking dire, Launders, but it's not over yet.
Yeah, sure. We got to hold our breath all the time. I'm curious what the analysts are going to say. If this is really a stomp, I want to know what the desk thinks about Fnatic after this map. Like, it's probably as confusing for them as it is for anyone else. Like, how come you get 2 different versions of Fnatic even when they get their map pick or like 3 maps that they can play? How does it happen? How do these events transpire? This is the big question. Brolin first out to bat. Dicko first down. Wow. And Zen trades once again. But look at all this residual 8 utility damage.
Just kills across the feed here for Fnatic. 3 versus 2, final round of the first half. Everybody for Fnatic on the other side of the train. Farlig, great kill. But can Crystal seal off the half with a very third round for Godsent? Peeks in, shuts down Golden, jumps onto the train. Sick movement, nearly hitting the flick, but he goes down to J-Dubs. 13 for Fnatic. Godsent limping into the second half, and it's not going to get any easier on the T side. Don't you dare move a muscle. We'll be right back. Tough stuff for Godsent. You can tell by the odds on screen. It's hard to believe in this T-side comeback after watching the dismantlement of Godsent on the defense. Fnatic coming into this third map with conviction, Crims and Flusha and Brolin and Golden and JW2. Everybody putting in the numbers, everybody getting big kills, and everybody looking to shut down what was going to be the elimination upset. Godsent, can you actually manage this comeback? It would be unfathomable. And yet, here we are, 4v4 in the second pistol, trying to get their feet towards the A site. Bomb has been slowed down outside of T-Con, but they've got the man advantage. A smoke grenade to counter the line of sight here for Crims. He gets the 1 kill, and they're trying to cool him off now.
I actually really like this pistol setup. Sticko's watching the flank, though, so I wonder if they know what the setup is. There was 3 in ladder, 1 went up, and 1's working on this big flank, and as the rotation comes in, Flusha, will he take the duel and win straight up? No, Sticko's got him.
Yeah, Farlig now. Up at bat. Peeking off of the red train. Doesn't want to die. Doesn't want to give the opening that enables the CTs to sprint in, but that one's good. Sticko, though, a little bit too much to handle here. Making that P250 sing in the second pistol. Godsent have done it. A 3rd round on the board. A little bit of momentum to start the T side with. Let's slowly work our way into this.
With confidence sapped, let's see if they even survive the second round. Pretty confident. I bet a lot of money that they end up buying here. Yeah, they're going to spend everything that they've got. Put together the 2 scout buy that we see is so common on Train. It works out really well. Tag 1 with the scout. Everybody else can kill them with 1 bullet. That's pretty much the name of the game. That makes B-site quite appealing, but obviously B-site's a little scary because the fast rotates. So Godsent will play the default, try to cause some confusion, see if they get any push kills first, and then they'll pick a site. Brolin's got T-Con control, very powerful position, even if they know you're here because they have to use a flash to get you out. And also, it's too big to molly, so you can actually kind of wait around. And dropping the smoke means they're going to have to respect it if they try to take outside. Ooh. And oh my god, they are not expecting that play whatsoever. An upgrade to the AK. Farlig, he's dead.
Wow, JW scout shot on top of it. Fnatic, did they lose pistol on purpose just so that they could spit in the face of Godsent with this force buy? I mean, no respect, man. 5 players survive. That had to have been on purpose. Defuse comes through for Fnatic, 14-3. It is looking real good here on Train.
They can do no wrong, it seems. And yeah, it's what you expect after a half like that. It's Godsent who are going to be lagging behind on confidence, comms, and just trying to figure out how to get through the easy rounds because they couldn't get through any of them in the first half. Nice play by Brolin. Cool to use that pallet that way and his own smoke. They maybe rushed it a little bit to try to kill him in the T-Con. Yeah, maybe a tiny bit. It's not like they had 5 smokes, right?
Right. There was a weird grenade as well there for Godsent. It kind of bounced off the wall and then it like landed on Brolin still, but also on the T's as they tried to push through. Very awkward scenes there inside of the T-Con, but hey, that round's done. And we move along. JW, he's going to take some damage on the Galil. Has to be cautious here. There's just the 2 scouts in combination with the pistols. Crims hears the scope, very quickly cutting down Madden. But Ivy, my eyes fall on Ivy. It is so compromised in the moment. Zen, he just creeps right out, but he's got the Tech 9. So it's a Tech 9 versus MP9, and the SMG prevails. But there's another player behind them in Farlig. He's gotten all the way over towards Old Bomb. He's sniffing out CT spawn. He can't find anything. And Crystal, oh my god, changes places with Brolin, who then comes back inside of T-Con. What is happening?
I don't know.
Where are they?
I really don't know.
Who are they?
That's a good question. Crystal, well, okay, now they're both facing each other, not realizing all the positional transactions that have transpired in Farlig. At least he'll get the knife kill, $1,500, baby.
Yeah, cash money. But he's got way more ahead of him. 25 seconds, 4 targets to take. It was worth going all the way around town to come back for the backstab. I like it. A little injection of cash here, but they are going to be playing versus 12 map and match points. A daunting task versus any team, let alone the likes of a fired up Fnatic.
But they can do it, right?
Always believe.
Okay, always believe. Initial incendiary to the T-con. T set up towards, it looks like B. Fnatic, they will sit and wait. No pushes whatsoever. They have no reason at all to go farther than they need to. T-con's always kind of safe to take, and it's funny because Brolin's doing it without a flash, just kind of meandering in. And Zen's already down kind of low far leg. One of the only guns in the round, the only gun, in fact, for Godsent, has already been wiped out and locked down. They can't trade this out, pick that up. And the last person you want to get into a smoke spam fight with is this guy right here.
Yeah, Flusher, he lives for the smoke. There goes Crystal. Trying to charge him down. I mean, this one, stick a fork in it. Shove a knife in it while you're at it. Just get them out of here. Godsent never stood a chance here on map 3. A very lopsided T side to the favor of Fnatic. They're playing with their food.
Oh.
They've got knives out. Oh my God.
Crim smiles for the first time in the series.
Oh, they worked for it. They are going to have it down. In classic Fnatic fashion, we finish on train. I mean, that first half spelled disaster for Godsent. And what a wild situation. I mean, overtime in map 1. And then the 16-14 Fnatic hold in the second map. God, Godsent had them by the throat, but Crims poked him in the eyes. And just like that, we arrive in a map 3 blowout to the favor of Fnatic. They were this close to being eliminated and being sent home. Now it all hinges on that Spirit versus Godsent match. Who knows what's going down in the bottom of this group, but we know that Fnatic are not shipped out just yet. Folks, we're going to send this one to a break, be back with the analyst desk, and then we'll have our North American Counter-Strike action starting with 100 Thieves versus Gen G. We'll see you guys there.
Fnatic come out swinging to seal the deal on train. They did not let go of the stranglehold they had over Godsent. It was a superstar performance coming out from Crims, ending with a 2.16 rating as well, rolling back the years or just continuing what he does best. And for Fnatic, this was a good showing, but they're not going to be out of the woods yet in terms of how this group goes. For Godsent, though, they came close, but that last game, ooh, that was rough.
It was a rough run. It was a rough run for Godsent, and it's a little bit of a shame, I'd say, because they were playing so well up until train. You gotta give it to Fnatic, though. I think JW just tweeted out he does not know himself what's going on with the current form, and I think when you look at Fnatic, you think to yourself, what is going on in that game? That being said, though, the way they played right here on train, that was absolutely stunning by Fnatic. That was the Fnatic we saw a month ago, 2 months ago, where they were one of the best teams in the world, especially when you look at the scoreboard right here. You have Crims fracking, Brolan fracking, Flusher fracking, JW having a good game as well, and then Golden. He's not needed to be a fracker. He just needs to steer the ship, be the in-game leader, and be the supportive element there, say it, within this lineup. So overall, Fnatic, they gotta be incredible happy with how they finished the series, despite being a little bit shaky in the beginning.
And I love the way they won as well. It wasn't about an individual performing like how we saw Flusher just carrying them, or Crims having crazy moments in Inferno, which got them that win. But it's more about as a unit, it looked like a team. It looked like Tim mentioned right now, the Fnatic of old. Technical, textbook Counter-Strike, great stuff. And also a little bit flares of brilliance coming out from all the players there. And this is a good sign. Now the question is, can they continue doing this for the remainder of the group?
Yeah, that is the big question. I'm sure we'll get to ask them that in a little bit. But for Fnatic, at least you can have a sigh of relief, I guess, right? Because it's one of those situations where we expect them to win. We expect them to win a bit more convincingly than what they did. But still, I'm not fully convinced. Just because this was a very convincing scoreline, I'm very worried about their next opponent.
Yeah, and considering they're facing FaZe Clan tomorrow, who seemingly just gets better and better every time they play, it's going to be tough for Fnatic. That being said, though, it must give them some confidence that they finish off this strong. I know the first 2 maps wasn't Fnatic as of old, it wasn't Fnatic playing well, but when you finish off with a 16-3 victory playing like you do right here, it must bounce some confidence within that lineup.
Now, Blair, you've got some magic prepared of us on the Stat Helix, so show us what you got, man.
This was a pretty simple round which I managed to pick out, and it's basically how Fnatic use their utility on the T side. Like, check this one out, right? It's a buy round from Godsent, and now look at the utility usage coming out from Fnatic. They're going to be sending out Brolan alone by his lonesome. First thing he does, you can see 2 smokes coming in right here for the outer yard, and you see Brolan tossing his own smoke here, preemptively extinguishing that Molotov right in its tracks. And now you have the smokes blooming. Just going to pause it right here for a second. So I have a smoke that's going to be blooming here, one over here, another one. 4 smokes used up already. That's going to allow Brolan the freedom to clear out all the close angles, and that's exactly what it's going to do right now. And at the same time, you're going to see the flashes being tossed in by Golden. You have one popping out, second one's going to be tossed in a few seconds later. There we go, another one comes out there. In the meantime, we have JW getting boosted by Krim, just looking down this particular angle here, making sure no CD pushes in with the AWP. After this, now you're like, all right, they're out of utility. No, they're not. Flash is still there. Tosses a close nade, another flashbang. Roland knows how to avoid the flash. He knows that execute's going to be coming out. And double Molotov on the bomb site. Sticko dies, and they just get completely annihilated. Textbook take from Fnatic, and that is exactly what I wanted to see from this team. And this is what a Fnatic we want to see, where you have the skilled players, but when you've been playing together for such a long time, a championship team like this, you add in these sort of set takes, you add in this sort of teamwork, and boom, you're already a top 3 team in the world. And that's what I want to see more from them, and this was a brilliant round coming out from the Swedish side.
It definitely was, right? They're just putting so much pressure on with this utility. Some may say and some may argue you need that utility for the afterplant. On train, you don't really. There's so many different angles that the CTs have to clear out. So Fnatic being aggressive, Fnatic using a lot of utility in the beginning of the rounds, that is pressuring so much on Godsent, and they were not able to handle it this time around.
Yeah, that's the thing here for Godsent, but we've got that phone ringing, and I believe it's going to be Golden from Fnatic with us. Golden, you get the win. It certainly was very impressive when it came to train, but I guess I want to start with that you guys had such a good start to the year, right, in terms of performance, what you're able to do. You look at the Pro League result, and then you come into this, and we see you guys not maybe living up to the standards we expect of yourselves. Why do you think that is?
We actually don't know why it's happening. We just seems to be not in our best performing level right now, and it's hurting us a lot because I feel like the other players or other teams are on point. They just seem more on point online, and I know that's not an excuse, but we're just struggling with it right now. I would say the most part is how the teams we haven't played before and their style of play is just so unorthodox for us.
Do you think it could be a bit of mentality side of things as well? Sorry, Pimp.
That's okay.
No, I wouldn't say that. We're working very close by with our sports psychologist, and I wouldn't say our mental state is wrong coming into this tournament or playing online.
Take us a sneak peek into the Fnatic camp right now. You're playing in a scenario right now. You're going through a time that nobody could have procasted coming into 2020. Are you still practicing the same way? Are you still approaching the games the same way, or is there a difference compared to how you did before when you were going to big tournaments and going to arena events?
No, it's exactly the same. I would say during the practice and outside stuff like working out and having a schedule, having good diet. I think we're doing everything we can as we would have done an offline environment.
Okay.
Coming into train as a final map, everything seemed to click, right? It was completely different compared to what we've seen of you, not just yesterday or in the earlier maps today, but even in Road to Rio. What clicked here in train? This was great to see, but something completely seemed to change for you guys.
Yeah, this is, I would say, a great thing that happened was that you saw us get momentum and how hard it is to stop that. I think we got rolled over by Spirit yesterday on Nuke. They did the same thing, and yeah, just like how I also few rounds I approached them, like everything seems to work. So it was like doing whatever we did worked. So, and everyone got a lot of confidence going in every round that was unwinnable, I would say.
Tomorrow you're facing FaZe Clan in a matchup where you can still decide whether or not you're going through the group stages if you win it or not. You're facing FaZe Clan, who recently brought in Bimas or Bimas, or however you want to pronounce it. I've seen you play a lot of FPL lately. Have you played against him or with him, and what do you think of him?
I played against them and with them. The only thing I've noticed with him is his crazy aim and how how sharp he is, like spray transferring. Even that, I think I saw it on one of the matches he played yesterday or today. I don't remember.
Both, I think.
Yeah.
All right, Golden. Well, thank you very much for joining us, and well done on the victory today. We look forward to seeing your game tomorrow, mate.
Thank you, guys. Have a good one.
So,
Some good words there coming out from Golden, especially all things considered, right? They don't seem to have the master component of why this is all going down for these guys, but at least they got the victory here, and now they've really got to prove themselves against the likes of FaZe.
and I think you got to look back to their history, right? I think Fnatic have been, if you look towards the past 6 months, they've probably been one of the most consistent teams in the world out there. I think Astralis can compete for that one as well, obviously being the best for such a long period. But Fnatic have been part of the playoffs for almost every single tournament they've been participating in. They've even won a few international tournaments. And as you said, James, they started out 2020 playing super, super well in the Pro League. So overall, I think Fnatic can still be super happy with the way the year have turned out, but they need to get back into that shape. They need to get back into contention, because you look around you right now, all the teams are struggling, right? Mousesports are nowhere to be found. FaZe Clan and with a new player. If Fnatic want to cement themselves as the second best team in the world, or maybe even the best, now since Astralis is playing without Glaive, well, here's an opportunity for you. If you want to be the best in the world, then maybe now's the time for Fnatic to step it up.
That phone's back off again, and this time it will be the interview with Devilwalk from Godsent. And Devilwalk, I got to start on this point, is that looking at Inferno, I guess you were pretty convinced that could have been your game, that could have been your one to take.
Yeah, I mean, we screwed up a few rounds. I remember this flush on B, shooting us through smoke. They continuously threw the mollos for us not to cross, and that was kind of that was a sting. But I think overall, we played good. I mean, we've had Farley for about 4 days now, and we haven't even been able to go through all the maps yet. So we're trying to prep for each game by basically going through some old strategies and making sure he knows what's going on. And it's all a bit confusing as well with comms, because this is the first time he plays with the English speaking teams
yes,
instead of a Danish one.
And
so all the
actually
call-outs are
affect you?
different compared to Danish and English, of course.
Do you put the lack of practice as well with him down to why Train was so one-sided for Fnatic?
No, I mean, Fnatic are a good team, and once they find things to abuse, they're pretty good at continuing to do so. So I'll put down that they played a great Train game. We kind of lost energy after that Inferno game, and they just kept on rolling. So, props to them. They're a really good team, so what can you do?
All right, I have a quick question. Actually, for this kid, right? He is obviously talented. That's very evident in the server. But I think Crystal touched upon this yesterday as well. Michael and the team wasn't just about the AWPing thing. It's more about the gel he brought to the team when it comes to communication, understanding everything and whatnot. And obviously, Farley is not there yet, which is why Sticko mentioned in his interview that you're going for more an individualistic style of play. What's the short-term and the long-term goal for Farley? Obviously, right now is this event. This is the high priority, so you're going to be sticking to Farley, maybe playing a little bit more loose and everything. But are you looking to rehaul the team structure based around him later on?
I think we look at it in the way that previously we had a weird balance in our team where we had kind of 3 defensive players, supportive in-game leader, and Madden as like the full aggressive one. So if we lose Madden too early, we had a hard time getting these picks in the mid round when we really needed those plays going. Whilst with Farleg, it's a completely different type of AWPer. He's very aggressive. He takes room. He wants to take these duels and go for those entries. Even on Nuke, you could see it went for the ramp pushes. It went for the hut pushes. Constantly disturbing the enemy team in a different way. So our balance is a bit it's a bit better. But currently, it's a bit off with how we've set up the team with what we had before. So we have to make sure that we revamp things so we can give Farlig more room and maybe slot some riflers into less active roles or stuff like that, so that he has the chance to work in the round.
You have a game
Devilwalk, I've
against
got to cut it there. Sorry, Pimp. We got to keep this moving. We're running out of time. Devilwalk gives such amazing answers that we got to speed this thing onwards. Devilwalk, thank you very much for being with us, and we look forward to seeing the game tomorrow, man.
All right, thank you.
And with that, guys, we're taking no time. We're going straight to a break because after this, we're getting 100 Thieves taking on Gen G.